What's
brother?
happening? What's happening?
Man, it's kind
KB,
of
what's
like
happening?
What's going on,
the
Malcolm? How you living?
It's all good about yourself.
Good, bro. I'm good.
it's kind of like the stocks that were picked to be the winners. They the ones that's chilling right now, and it's the stocks that like the smaller components are the ones that are actually being the high flyers right now. It kind of remind me of like you remember when the chip sector first started. Remember when Nvidia was taking off, ASML, even SMCI was going crazy. AMD, it's kind of like you can see that shift happening, right? So
Mhm.
instead of like the hardware of like your actual chips, you're starting to get the small components of everything that is actually starting to go crazy. Like that memory we talked about, just the like even light, for instance, even though we the trade went the premium got cooked, just light, the sector that it's in a photonic sector, so the lasers and just the small components that make up AI. And it's just like, is this the shift that's about to go on for the next year or two, or is this what's temporarily being loved right now before it shifts back into the mega caps for the rest of the year? What y'all think?
I think Nvidia's gonna be fine, of course, because everybody's saying it's 250 at least. They raising price targets 270. I really think they shifting into the stuff that the chips need. Like you said, the hardware, the stuff that the chips can't live without.
Mhm.
Memory, like the microns, the
Yeah,
SanDisk,
energy.
energy,
We need
VST.
Hmm.
Caterpillar.
Cat,
Bro, that's what
Cat.
I feel like we need to go into just straight everything that goes into the data center. I feel like the energy play is going to be the Versta got that big contract, but I don't know. The energy sector isn't moving like that. Seems like everybody want like GEV and
yeah,
like the GE versus Versta, which is confusing. But
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. Nah, he not lying. He not lying. But yeah, we about to get into it, man. How everybody doing? I ain't even get to ask, man. How we doing, man? First off,
All good.
Good.
feeling good, man. This market it felt like it's just been choppy, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's been weird.
feel like it's been choppy to start the year, you know. But yeah, man, I still think we're gonna have a great year. What is it, January 15th, 15 days into the
Hmm.
year. Man, I think things is about to get started. A couple things that I want us to look out for before we get into these charts. Um, this credit card stuff, I don't think people are talking about this stuff enough. I don't think people are talking about this credit card stuff enough. I don't think people understand how important and how devastating that could lead these companies if they cap this thing at 10% in interest on the credit cards, bro. I just some numbers real quick. On average, every credit card in America is at about 21% in interest that's being charged APY, APR, right? 20%. In 2024, $160 billion of interest was collected from the credit card companies, from consumers, from people like ourselves. 160 billion in 2024. That number is, I think, over 180, 200 billion now. Finished in 2025. They ain't did the numbers yet. If they slash that in half from 20% down to 10%, that's half of the interest that the credit card companies are relying on for revenue that's going to be gone. Right. And so that's the reason why I say this is very pivotal, like pivotal, that we need to pay attention to this is because if this thing gets slashed down to 10%, banks and visas, your MasterCards, they're gonna have to figure out where do we make up that 10% that we just lost. Short term, that's gonna hurt the company, that's gonna hurt earnings, that's gonna hurt revenue. Um, Long term, as any great business is going to have to pivot, we're going to have to find the money somewhere else. And I wrote down where they could find the money at. And it says higher annual fees for the credit card. right? Higher balance transfers, higher penalties. And not only higher penalties, they're going to have to restrict as much credit that they lend, right? And that's the reason why I don't think people talking about this. Just like the effect that the Federal Reserve will have on the economy if they start restricting policy, why is nobody talking about the effect that the credit card companies will have on consumers if they stop allowing the amount of credit that they're allowing right now? Why ain't nobody talking about that? Because that could have a ripple effect. I'm looking at it. It says the industries that will be affected immediately on the 20th. Bro, Trump called for the 20th. That's in 5 days for this to happen. The sectors that will be affected immediately: banks, retail, and airlines. Airlines, automobiles, everything in that space, in these sectors, will take a hit immediately. Because if I'm using 20% on interest on this credit card, you take 10% away, that's gonna be good, right? I don't gotta pay that much interest. But as these companies, they're like, yo, your credit score not over 700, I can't loan you no more cheese. If you don't got no more cheese to use, you damn sure don't got no money to purchase this stuff no more. What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I think that's pretty crazy. I don't think the rich people gonna like that. The people that's playing with a lot of capital, because they use a credit a lot. That's how they get most of their assets and whatnot. In
Right.
businesses, they take out a line of credit and do whatever with it. But yeah, it's interesting to see.
Interesting. Malcolm, how could that help affect the real estate industry? I know Keys on here. How can y'all tell me about that a little bit? How could that affect um the industry a bit? What do y'all think?
Go ahead, brother Marlon.
That's a good question. Uh, I mean,
I mean, you don't gotta have like a great answer right now. It's just like hypothetically, what do y'all think that could do? Like, could that have a ripple effect on what's already going on? What y'all think?
I think
Yeah,
most
it's
definitely.
gonna.
Oh, my bad. Did you want to go?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, let me go. Let me
you.
see.
All right. So yeah, it's definitely gonna have a major impact. On the lending perspective, a lot of people aren't going to have the 0% interest, 0% interest for 18 months cars. Like, think about that. How many people that affects? Trying to get into, yeah, that's fine. I, it's all right. So you get 0% interest that gets taken off of the table. The lending gets tighter, which is very funny because a lot of hard money lenders are trying to lend out a bunch of stuff right now, which is confusing. But this
Mm,
just came out, so but that'll happen. I think also. Price houses will slightly increase as well, because that takes a lot out of the formula and puts a lot more hard cost on individuals. So then housing margins on for real estate investors get slimmer. That makes sense.
mm.
So those are the things that'll happen from my point of view. What y'all
got you.
think, brothers?
So what do you think a lot of those baked in lender fees get passed on to the consumer? Okay.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they definitely getting passed to the consumer. They not playing with us. I
Mm,
imagine that I think our rates, instead of us having lower interest rates, it will cause us to that decreases their profit margin ultimately because
Yep.
they get paid off of credit. So if
Hmm.
their regular credit that it it becomes cheaper essentially, but it becomes more expensive because they're making less
Hmm.
money. So whoever's lending the money to them is making less money, which that's not going to happen. So they're going to pass that price down, especially if
got
they
you.
get cut off 10%.
Hmm.
Got you. That was, hey, that's good, Keys. That's good. Ted, what you think? I know you're in real estate too, brother. Real quick.
No, I definitely think it does have a a huge effect. I see that that Donald Trump, he actually lowered the rates so people could start borrowing the money
Hmm.
right now because this is going to play a significant factor down the line. And then as far as, you having a perfect credit score, you have actually access to millions of dollars than people people actually know. It's just about having the organized structure. So I feel as though as more we're getting enlightened and as more people are getting awoke as far as benefits, as far as like how they can increase their capital fast, I now you see the rules and regulations starting to play a factor. So it's all about, keeping that bridge between the wealth and the poor.
Got you. Got you, man. That's good, bro. And what I mean, I'm not in the real estate space right now. Like, I don't know what is all going on. And the reason I'm asking that is because there was a point in time coming up, it was I'm the crypto bros, I'm the stock bros, I'm the real estate bros. I don't really see the real estate bros like that no more. And I don't know if that's because they were all doing wholesaling. I don't know if that was because it's just a slow market. Like, stocks go on slow markets and stuff like that. But I don't see the real estate content. Only if you want me to be real, the only person I see is like MG, Malcolm,
Mm.
Keys will talk about it. But like other than that, I don't see the content creations. I don't see hey, this home is going for this like it used to. Like
Mm.
I don't see it no more. I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but what y'all think is going on?
I mean, I think part of it is, I mean, stocks or just equities. I mean, that space as a whole is definitely in vogue in a manner that has never been, particularly amongst our community.
Mm,
So I definitely think that's part of it for sure.
got you. Got you. Nice, you got his hand raised. What's up, brother?
Going on, y'all? What I've been seeing as far as the real estate is a lot of homes that are not finished that are trying to be sold,
Mm,
Mm.
trying to get out of it. I saw this unfinished house in Atlanta. There's a lot of that going on because they're constantly building, but um, it was not done. Big as hell, nice, modern, but it was going for like 900,000, not finished. Like no pavement, no driveway, no nothing. I mean,
Mm.
it had the structure, it had like, the walls up and everything, but it was maybe 50% done and they were
Mm.
trying to sell it. So, and then another thing too is like, I mean, I'm sure the Keys and the other is it what's the other guy? Tevin. Is that his name?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sure they've seen a lot of I mean, it's just a disconnect too with like building, trusting contractors. I mean, if you build a house, like you really got to be there every day. I mean, I know I've seen Keys, him and his going through his real estate journey and stuff. I seen, him doing his things. It seemed like he was there every day, and it's just hard to trust, a new build nowadays. I think that trust is gone, and a lot of shit's being built in 3 months, not by brick. It's just a lot of it's just quicker builds, and it's a lot, and it's expensive. And I think there's a lot of mistrust there too with like new builds.
So y'all don't think capital is the problem, and then we're gonna get back to the stocks. I was just
Yeah,
very curious on the real estate side.
I was gonna say I don't think there's a lot of buyers right now. There's not a lot of potential buyers, like not as much as there was before.
For sure.
Mm,
For sure.
got you. So probably so the same effect of what's probably going on with consumers, what's going on with um I was gonna say with stocks, but when you think about it, I have a stat down here. In general, stocks are around all-time highs. Crypto in general are around all-time highs. Gold, silver, copper, precious metals are around all-time highs. Real estate on a grand scale of the trajectory over the decades, it's around all-time highs. And then the debt ceiling is around all-time highs. So it's kind of like How are things at all-time highs? But like brother just said, it's not a buyer's market. Somebody got the money. You know what I mean? Someone has the money. Obviously, the lower half of America, you know, inner city, the poverty line, like obviously they don't got it. But this stuff is going higher and higher and higher, bro. You feel me? Someone's got the money to keep pushing this stuff up. You feel me? And I feel like just looking from the outside looking in, just looking at the real estate market, I feel like the reason why we ain't seen no crash, like how people been praying on and seeing, like and saying they gonna go 50% off, is because people have the money. Like it's like two worlds that we living in. It's like some people like we want this shit to crash so we can get this shit half off. Then you got other people like, nah, I don't want this shit to crash. I already bought this shit half off. I'm trying to grow my shit even more. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, it's like this equilibrium is off, bro. You got Trump and his people, like they having a ball right now. And then you got like the urban community, the inner city community, like they fighting for their life right now. And I know they say it's always been like that, but not like this, bro. Like I feel like growing up, if the economy was fucked up, everybody felt it. But if you lock in and get your shit together, you can go get a job, make minimum wage, and figure some shit out, bro. Ain't no minimum wage no more. AI taking your job, they not hiring as much as they were. Um, that's what I'm saying. They getting richer and richer. These companies are getting more valuable. But then there's another world of people that's like, bro, I'm just not seeing the cheese right now. I'm not seeing the money. I'm not seeing that growth in my life. And that's kind of where I'm like, yo, something's going on where all this stuff is at all-time highs, but there's a specific group of people not participating in the all-time highs. You feel me? Y'all feel me on that? So, man, that's just a couple thoughts that I just been having. Like, yo, where is the money? Right? We obviously see it on the charts. We see it in the stocks. We own shares of these stocks. They're going higher and higher. Um, but then at the same time, even in stocks, like we get back to stocks, you're starting to see a small rotation. You're starting to see a small rotation. Even EYL said it, and Trap said it. They didn't pick Nvidia as the number one winner this year. Even Trap said he said Google's gonna
Google.
dethrone them.
Hmm.
Google's gonna be the number one. So it's like, yo, if the biggest chip infrastructure company that does everything with the chips, if they're not gonna be number one no more, um, what does that say about the rest of the chips that's not even number one, not even close to being number one? Does that mean the sector is just about to kind of slow down? Or does that mean, your Googles, right? They're just about to take off. You know what I mean? What y'all think about that?
One thing or Ian said is he said if you're not number one, you're pretty much cooked. He has been saying that all year. He said it's either Nvidia, you're either a top dog, you either moving the GDP of America, or you cooked. So that's seem like what it's about to be. Like all these third best, fourth best, like AMD, I still think they're gonna be cool. Second best.
Yeah.
I still think they're gonna be fine, but like it might be ugly for them for a little while.
So you think a little while, like for a couple months, a year, or you like it's gonna be hard for y'all niggas to catch back up because we done got such a big ass lead.
The latter. It's gonna be hard for them to catch back up. So I don't know. I can't tell how long they gonna be down. I don't know, but I think they're gonna be down for at least probably once they drop, they're gonna be down for the rest of that year.
Damn, damn, damn. So man, it's just, and we just having this conversation because I just want to see where everybody head is at, seeing what everybody's seeing in the market, man. It's just kind of like I said, strange times, bro. January 20th. Make sure y'all got that date. That's in 5 days. January 20th, Trump is saying, I need the credit card companies to cap the interest rate at 10%. On one side, people are going to vote for that. And that's another thing that we got to keep in mind. He's already worried about midterm elections. He's already worried about this. This is midterms elections is in November. November, the first and second week of November, midterm elections. He even said it out of his mouth. If I don't win the midterm elections, I'm gonna get impeached. We have to win the midterm elections. So then now as an investor, this is how we should be looking at things out of their mindset, right? Where does the real money, how does the real money think? If the focus has shifted from, hey, we focus on crypto and doing this, now the focus is I gotta make sure I win the elections. That means my mindset has to be focused on making sure the consumer, the ones that will vote for me, are taken care of. Okay, out of nowhere, I have never heard a president say, we need to cap interest rates at 10% for. Wait, what?
Never.
You know how many different tools are out here to make the consumer like, you know, cap the interest rate at 10%. You only gonna pay 10% APR this year on your credit. Bro, that is unheard of, first off. Feel me? First off. And then secondly, you hear them kind of rotate away. This is the reason why Robinhood dropped today. The bill for the crypto bill, they holding off on that crypto bill. So when they held off on the crypto bill, Coinbase dropped crazy today. Hood dropped crazy today. MSTR dropped again. So it's like, okay, they're shifting their focus, bro. What's next? All this war stuff going on? Taiwan this and Taiwan. Okay, cool. Well, they just struck a deal today. We lowering tariffs on Taiwan today. Another thing, what else can help consumers? Hey, I told you I'm gonna get these gas prices down. Okay, so gas prices. Okay, interest. Okay, we don't forget we getting a dividend check in a couple months. Tariff dividend. You get to
Mortgage rates.
mo- like what's really going on, bro? Like
Yeah, he's playing chess for sure.
it's playing chess, bro. And that is why I say, okay, cool. If we know that, how can we position ourselves right now? What sectors should we be looking at, right? Like I said, the sectors that are going to take a huge hit if this happens, and he wants the consumers on his side, retail. Yo Lululemons, Nike, they already been taking the hit. If people don't bro, I'm gonna just keep it real. Most people are buying the shit that they using today off of credit cards.
For sure.
Ain't nobody using cash to go get no J's no more. Nah, like, bro, I'm not about to go get cash to get J's. I'm gonna use my credit card. I'm gonna swipe it. Bro, everything I do personally is on my credit card because of
Mhm.
the points, the benefits, right? Once I pay that off by the statement day, I get the points back. I can change that into cash. I can change that into flight credit. I can do whatever with those points. I'm using credit card to this day. You cap it at 10%. That mean the interest is gonna be dog. Like that's a win in our book that we think. But for these companies, like I said, airlines said they're gonna take a huge hit. Delta, Spirit Airlines, um, yeah, United Airlines, all the airlines are gonna take a hit. What else? Retail, like I said, your Nikes, your Lululemons, your all your retail that you can think of, your name brand, Adidas, all of those they're gonna take a big hit. And then it says your some of your banks. So JP Morgan, yeah, they'll probably take a small hit, but they the top dog. Your regions banks, your Fifth Third banks, your um BMOs, those smaller banks that don't got that luxury to just dish out money like that, and they need that interest, they gonna take a big hit too. So that's something that we should be looking out for. Let's get to these charts. What y'all think about that so far?
What do you think that means for big dogs like Visa or MasterCard?
What's crazy is I was watching Market Mondays. Ian had picked Visa and
Hmm.
MasterCard to have a great year,
I
but
saw that.
it's the reason why it's tricky because a lot of people don't know Visa is they're a credit card company, but their main revenue model is not off of selling credit cards and collecting interest. Like their main revenue model is that they've branded their company. That Visa letter, they've put that Visa on damn near every credit card that you know. And each credit card is not assigned strictly to Visa. These credit card companies are like JP Morgan or right, like I said, BMOs, they got your Chimes, like any of these companies, they got just the Visa letters on them. They make so much money in different ways. I feel like they gonna figure it out. But like I said, like any great company, you gotta pivot to make up for that revenue.
So what about like Amex?
Amex too.
Mm.
That's another one. Like American Express, great companies, they are already planning. Like even Jamie Dimon said, Trump shouldn't do that. He said he shouldn't do that because we're going to have to restrict as much capital that we're going to have to loan out. And that is why I'm saying, why is nobody talking about this? If they have to restrict the amount of money that they loan out, what does that say for the markets? You don't got that much capital no more. I know a lot of people that just be doing cash advances.
Mm.
They be hitting licks off the cash advances. I'm gonna change this whole credit card and I'm gonna figure out a way to get the cash off the credit card. Right? If you don't got that money no more, it's like, yo, what does that say about the stock market? Right? What does that say about the real estate market that we already talking about? What does that say about auto loans? What does that say about like I said, the real estate, crypto, people using leverage, right? And then it's gonna be a ripple effect. If you can't use leverage for your credit card, what does that say for leverage for your margin account and your trading account?
Mm.
They like, yo, we don't got the money either no more to let you use margin that much. Oh, then you start getting margin calls, dog, you're gonna see the market just tank, dog. So
Mm.
the reason why I'm watching this for January 20th in 5 days, bro, is because, like they say, the market entering a bear market, you'll never catch it. You never prepare for it. And where is the market at right now? The market is, yo, the market, I think it entered greed. KB didn't enter greed.
Mhm. It did.
Malcolm, I think it entered greed for the
Yeah, it was
first time in a while.
yeah, it's
So,
at 62.
Yeah. The other day
yeah.
I was just saying it was at 57, so probably yeah.
So if it's at 62, 57, okay, cool. People probably like, okay, cool, about to start opening back up. It's
Mm.
the new year. Bro, you never see the market tanking, bro. That's why they say, Warren Buffett said, you need to be fearful when everybody is greedy. And that's what I'm saying. No one is talking about the contraction of the credit market, of what can happen in 5 days if he gets this through. Obviously, there's a 50% chance that Trump says, you know what, we're gonna delay this shit again. You know what I'm saying? We're
Mhm.
gonna delay it to the end of the month, like he always do. But at the same time, you playing with fire right now. Bro, it's just like the tariff shit, right? It's just like the tariff shit. Remember the tariff shit? That was like, yo, you playing with fire, coming out with all these tariffs on these, and then after a while, it was like, we're gonna delay the tariffs 30 days, and then we're gonna delay the tariffs again because they had told them, bro, you playing with fire, bro. So that's something that I'm definitely watching out for with the credit card companies, Visa, MasterCard, Amex, all of them, bro. Definitely just need to be wary of them because if they go down, everything else is just gonna have a ripple effect. Let's get to these charts though. I want to show y'all these charts real quick. Let's see. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Okay, bet. Let's see what we got. Okay, bet. So, man, let's just see where we at on SPY first, man. 4 hour, 4 hour. Like I think Mason had said it earlier, and I
What we
think I
got?
think it was classic as well. We ended yesterday here. Us jumping up here. We knew we needed to go fill that gap. Like I think every classic trader, everybody that is in the market reading charts, it was inevitable, right? Could have bought a put, you could have, or you could have just sat on your hands. Um, but yeah, this is where we are right now, bro. This is where we are right now. We can go finish that gap here, around 690. It's about 20 more points to the downside from from where it's at today. About 20 more points, $2 down. We can go fill that. But another thing that I'm looking at is this stuff going on with Iran. Y'all been seeing that stuff?
Mhm.
Y'all been seeing that stuff with Iran?
Protests and whatnot.
Yeah, the protests, them saying, we about to start evacuating our US military quietly out of Iran this week. Um, and it just makes you think. I think Ian has said it, or Trap has said it. They said once he got away with the Venezuela stuff, he about to slowly, quietly start doing it to other countries, right? Venezuela, and then you get your remember the Gulf of Mexico did it to them, got them together, and then you go, your little small companies, then I say your companies, small countries, then Iran. So this is just something that we should just be watching out for. They said be watched out, watch out for something to happen this weekend. MLK Day is on Monday. So, with it being a long weekend, they said do not be surprised if there is an attack Friday night. Why Friday night? Trump knows that the market is closed, right? Trump knows that the market is closed all the way till Tuesday. So if there is some back and forth, we can pop this thing off Friday. When did he go get the Venezuela president? Friday night. So if he went and got on Friday night, by Monday, oil, everything was running. Because initially, when you hear an attack, everybody gets scared. The market sell off. You start attacking Friday night at 2 o'clock in the morning, you ain't gonna see the market sell off. The market close. So that's definitely something that we need to be watching out for. Spy is here. Um, I think I don't know, man. Just looking at where we at. Malcolm said it a couple weeks ago. We just so high, bro. Like we're so high, bro. Like we're high and we haven't slowed down really since the April sell-off, bro. Like, damn, hold on. That was November. Look at this. Since April. Goodness, hold on. Let me start the chart down. This is the 4 hour too. This was in April, bro.
God damn.
This was in April, fam. Look at how we've been moving since April. Oops, hold on. Look at how we've been moving since April, bro. Like all the way here. Yeah, you got your little pit stops that come down and touch, but Ian had said it, and he said he had changed his philosophy as well. And people were saying, when is the right time to get into the market? Like, are we waiting a couple months? Ian starts saying there are opportunities every single week, every single month for you to get into the market. And then you look at this chart, yeah, we're going higher and higher, but there are pit stops where we can be buying some of these shares at.
Hmm.
Pit stops every single time, even here, pit stop. Going up, come down, pit stop. And this is where I'm talking about right now. Going up, coming down, pit stop. Going up, coming down, pit stop. I mean, we can go up a little bit more. I think we go get that 700. I think we go get
For
7.
sure.
I
Yeah.
think we go get it. KB was talking about that earlier. I think we go get it, bro. I think we go get that 7,000. After that 7,000, it could be a pit stop.
Hmm.
The one thing that we need to worry about though, that one of these pit stops ain't gonna stop. You
It's
feel
gonna be
me?
a pit.
This joint gonna keep falling. So that's something that we need to watch out for. Just like April. Um, just like April, how they were just saying, yo, um, having these pit stops. And then if you look before April, look at last year. Look at last year. Same thing. Going up, pit stop. Going up, pit stop. Going up, pit stop. Going up, pit stop. Going up, pit stop going up. You think it's a pit stop. That's when the joint collapses completely. Right? So that's something that we need to watch out for. We've been going up and pit stopping. Um, that's something that we need to watch out for, bro, especially as we enter price discovery. So that's SPY. Couple companies that I want to talk about today. Microsoft. We gotta look at Microsoft. Gotta look at Microsoft. Now that it has followed through, this at the top was definitely a double top. It was definitely a double top, right? A double top formation is when it touches at the top and then it comes up again and it's not strong enough to break above that recent high. That's usually showing weakness, right? And once that weakness is formed, that's when you see the fall off, right? And that is where we are right now on Microsoft. I got my first entry target in the price target section. I think it's 455 to 462 or something like that. I think 462. So we are in the middle of the first price target. So I'll be looking to make a price target at this 400-day EMA or making an entry. So that's in about $4. I'll be looking to make an entry. Only thing that we also need to look out for, because we gotta just be real about it, this big ass gap down here. This big ass gap down here. And this gap is at 392 to 425. Right? 392 to 425. The reason why this is scary is because it's already about a 400-day EMA. Right? Hopefully, once it touched that 400-day EMA, people come in, buy it up. But realistically, looking at this chart, bro, this gap don't get filled until 395. All right. I don't know if it gets all the way down there. I don't think it does. I really don't think it does get all the way down there. This 400-day EMA, if it goes past that 400-day EMA and falls all the way down there, something broke with Microsoft. Like something completely broke. Like we're not about to just watch this bleed all the way out without hearing more headlines over the next couple weeks or the next month or two. It's gonna be a headline that comes out that says something bad with OpenAI went down, or they're losing half of their customers, or their AI sector is not performing as well as they thought it was. Something is going to happen for it to get past the 400 EMA and to completely collapse past this 400 EMA. You're not just about to see a valuable company like an Nvidia, a Microsoft, an Apple. You're not about to see anything like that just completely collapse without something happening, right? So that's something I'm looking out for. Like I said, first entry could be tomorrow, right? 492, or I said 492, 450, around there. It could be tomorrow, right? So that's something I'm looking out for Microsoft. Palantir. Look at Palantir. See where we at on Palantir. So same thing with them. Pit stops, right? Looked like a good support was down there at 148, 148. And then we climbed, right? Got up to 198. Looked like it was some sellers there. Came in hard. Came down to 198. Came around that 160 area. We end up grabbing around there on the average down. We end up grabbing down there around that 160 area. And it's kind of been flirting inside of this 170 and 180 area for probably about 2 weeks now. For probably about 2 weeks now. Like I say, we always got to be real when we look at these charts, bro. Palantir has a gap, right? Palantir has a gap around 167 and 173. But I'm looking at the demand zone. The demand zone is showing a complete strength for Palantir. Every time it comes down to this area here, it gets bought up. Every time. Let me see if I can do the box. Yo. Every time. Comes down to this area, it gets bought up every single time, bro. every single time. So every time it wicks down, pops immediately. Wicks down, pops. So we can get another wick down tomorrow, and then it could pop. Another one, just like Palantir, just like the other companies, bro, just like Hood. These companies selling off huge like that, it gotta kind of be some news to come out, bro. All right. I can see it coming down here, filling that gap. But if Palantir was to collapse all the way down, yeah, I know they say the PE ratio is crazy, but everybody knows Palantir is a company that's not going nowhere. It's a high value company. Um, so that's another thing that we watching out for. If not, it could touch this gap and we could get some good news. Palantir could say, hey, they get another government contract. We can be headed back up to 195. So that's what I've seen on Palantir. And then last two companies looking at Malcolm had caught this one last week. WDC. WDC. Man, last week, we just said,
Yeah,
what do you say, brother?
crazy, going
Crazy,
crazy.
Cooking,
bro. Cooking.
cooking.
Just said last week, Malcolm said, man, let's throw that up. Let's throw that chart up. I'm like, yo, it was down here last week. This was
Hmm.
Thursday. Look, this is the last Thursday, the last 4 hour candle. And we was on our call. I said, yo, if it could get us a good little touchdown here, yo, I love it. Right? I love it. And then we said, yo, if it break above this 200 with some strength, it could be gone. Right? Eventually, we ended up getting in CLS. It was CLS, WDC, and GS were the plays that we cut up, and we was like, yo, if they break above these levels, they can go. We end up getting in CLS. And you see the play we did on that, ended up almost 200%. But yeah, WDC broke through that 200, and it's been going nonstop, 200 to 230 in a couple days. WDC, that's gonna be another banger in that memory space, Western Digital, man. So, um, and then last one I want y'all to add to the watch list. Company that I've been searching up, man. Y'all gonna love this one. MTSI. MTSI, bro. Been looking at this company, bro. Man, this company right here, dog. Been following this company for probably about a couple weeks now. They had announced the CEO and they Macom Technology, they are in the data center space as well. So they're in the small components. I remember Keys that said we got to stop investing into the not stop, but we got to start looking at the sectors that make up the components for the data centers, right? And this is a company that does that, right? I was looking at them on Friday. They closed at 170. Bro, they popped from Friday in a couple of days to 225 today. Another one. They're in the let me see. I wrote it down in my notes. So they're in the telecom space. They're in the 5G and the fiber. They're in defense and aerospace. They make the signal chips that help important signals and data move fast and strong. So your phone, calling somebody, sending a text message, that speed of how that happens, this is the company that specializes in the MTSI Macom technologies. They engage in the components for data centers, AI infrastructure, telecom, 5G and fiber, defense, and aerospace. All right. A couple more in that space. Light. That's how I found them. LITE. We see them. They a big dog. They be running 50 up, but they also run 50 down on your ass. Um, who else? COHR. That's another one. And then CIEN. I'll put those ticker symbols in the ecosystem. These are other components in that space that are moving 30, $40. And these companies at 160, 200, right? That can go 100% in a year, right? So just like your WDCs, your LITEs, your SanDisk, right? Your Microns, the ones that everybody's just not talking about in those like in those specific niches, we own that. We own that. So those are the ones that I wanted y'all to see. MTSI. So definitely tap into that. All right.
You take a look at Cam Tech.
You said on Camtech?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm gonna do one more.
Ooh,
Yep, I got you. One more. Can't take. Think it's with a K, right? Yep, can't take. Yep, another one in that space. 140 in that range. Just printing, dog. Printing. Printing. And this is the crazy thing. I think KB had talked about it too, and he about to talk about it too, about sticking to your rules. Sanders, MU, Camtech, bro, these companies is far as hell away from their averages, bro. They 50 day, they 100 day, 200 day, 400 day. And that's something that Ian likes to do too. Bro, like these companies at all-time highs, you don't really want to just be buying at all-time highs like that, because you'll be considered chasing. You kind of want to get them when they on a dip, when they kind of level out. But the way these companies moving, bro, they just running, dog. Camtech just running.
they not
Sand.
coming down, bro. I don't think so. Not with how much needed
Yeah,
and memory and data
yeah,
and connectivity is needed, bro. It's over. Which
yeah.
I'm confused about on AVGO because I'm like AVGO is not. It's not waking up, bro. It's not waking up. I don't understand what's going on with it, but I think the memory and connectivity, bro, are not calming down right now because it's scarce.
Yeah.
You gotta also, if you don't have the infrastructure for cloud, you gotta think, bro. Nobody was planning on having to hold all this stuff memory wise, like to this capacity. So nobody was prepared for it. So just imagine only the companies that are set up and have been set up are going to reap the benefits from it. And the premium of their product is going to cost way more just because of it. Just because of that factor. Nobody else is set up for the memory or the connectivity factor. Because remember back in like I think in the 1980s when we first started building the fiber internet and stuff, we actually built too much of it. And luckily we used it till, today, but we actually built too much of it when we first built the internet.
Yep. You're not lying, bro. You're not lying. And I know you just said AEGO. I know I said one more. And this is the reason why I was cool off AVGO just right now. And it's just because it's still in no man's land, right? Like I said, once they drop off their earnings, they gap down crazy. Another thing, they already gapped up crazy. So they're in between gaps and they haven't left that area. So this is what I would consider no man's land. It hasn't picked a direction yet. I remember Trap had said once it gets over this gap or a similar strategy, once he gets over this gap and it gets up there, then he's looking to put a call in because it showed that strength, right? Me personally, I'm just waiting for it to fill this gap on the bottom half, right? And that's at what, 305, 306, about $40 down. But as of right now, it's just considered in no man's land, bro. It ain't went down and filled the gap, and it ain't came back up and filled the gap. It's just been trading in between here. And remember, we don't want our contracts, we don't want our stocks to trade sideways because we lose the value on it. And then when it consolidates like that for a while, it usually starts consolidating downward instead of consolidating upward. All right. So those are our charts. All right. We good on that?
Mhm.
We good on that? So yeah, man. KB, he was just talking about that strategy too, man. What you think about that? Because you was just telling me earlier. Tell them what you was telling me about just a couple of the strategies you see about those confirmations, all that.
Man, yeah, I'm sure y'all be seeing what I be saying about Wall Street Trapper, and I fuck with bro. I love watching Trapping Tuesday every Tuesday, but sometimes his strategy is just it's different strokes for different folks. It's his
Yeah.
strategy is not for me because
Keys
every
funny.
time he get in a play, it seemed like he damn near be getting in at all time highs, chasing the height. He
Mhm.
get in a play where like it crossed some resistance, and then he put in a call, which is risky. That almost feels like a lotto to me because if it's just now crossing over that resistance, it can go back down.
Mm.
Like you not sure yet. Well, it's not a for sure thing for me. It's not enough security in a trade
Mhm.
like that for me. So, and like the other companies, like you said, SanDisk and Micron, the ones that's running, that's hella far from their EMAs. That's this week. I hit a SanDisk, went up crazy. I was like, all right, cool. Slap the ass again. SanDisk
Hey,
sold off. It was trading sideways for like 2 days. Got out, stick to my rules. I was only down 20%, 18%. They ran up 30 the next day. Today. Today.
bro, don't even talk to me
I'm
about this, bro. And they play, bro.
Oh, Keys
bro,
was in
so
there too,
it's a
wasn't he?
lot of
Bro, don't even talk to me about, bro. The stock, bro. I got the stock. The stock, I looked at it because I bought the play and the stock at the same time. The stock by itself, bro, is up 139%, bro. The
ridiculous.
play, bro, I can only imagine. I did a 200 call. It's double the price now, y'all. It's double. And then add until March. Add until March. So you know how thick I am?
Hey man, bro, when you sell, it goes crazy. When you buy, who knows?
like
Crazy.
clockwork.
Hey,
Clock.
5450, you said by tomorrow.
Bro,
It
could
could.
be. That
Could.
could very well be possible, bro.
It could.
You had said 450 early on Monday. It said what? It crossed 420 something today.
Yeah.
Man,
Keys definitely said that. He definitely did, bro.
I
Man.
wonder. I don't think it's going to. I think that's one that's going to sustain. And then if you don't want to buy the stock, you can definitely get Western Digital, which is still in
Yeah.
that same lane.
Yeah.
If
I like how
not,
Malcolm called that
Micron.
out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So I
Yeah. I
think
like that.
regardless, those are going to be the caterpillars, the sand dish,
So
the
you saying like not hype names on Instagram and Twitter that everybody be talking about your Nvidias, and
Yep,
you saying it's
exactly.
gonna be the other ones that's gonna be the money printers this year.
bro. ASL
Yeah.
has just went from 900 dollars to 1,300 in the last 2 months.
Yep.
So if we do the math, well, we got to just say, okay, well, they're going into the stuff that actually needs to be made. We understand the chips can be made and manufactured. We have no problem with that. But now everything else that goes in as we're trying to hurry up and build this at scale is
Yeah.
going to be going for a premium price now.
Come on.
So who has scarcity? That's what I'm thinking. What is the scarcity product? You can only have so many builders and so many contractors out there. Caterpillar, right? All day long. You can only have so much memory until they build more memory and data centers to even be able to hold the memory. You can only have so many chips that are manufactured as far as Rubin and
Yeah.
Blackwell that are already accounted for. So that's why Nvidia technically isn't moving because people haven't reaped the benefit of those two things because they're already sold out. So how they
Yeah.
gonna make more money? They already sold out.
Yeah.
You know?
And like you said, Keys, remember we talked about that market cap gravity last week.
Mhm.
You motherfuckers are already 4 trillion. Like
Yeah.
where else do you want to go? And people haven't even put the new chips into use yet.
Need a-
Feel me?
Yeah, bro. So there ain't no other thing like bro, like another Fabernet been going crazy.
Yeah,
Um,
FN. Yeah.
yeah, FN been going crazy, bro.
Yeah. Hey,
Another
it's
one.
really a FN in real life, huh?
Oh yeah. That mug really told stuff. But I also like CoreWeave, bro. CoreWeave. I want to see what CoreWeave did because CoreWeave is also another call I think we should look at because it sustained over the 90 mark that I was looking at. As long as it got above that 90, and it's at 96 right now.
Got you. Got you. Okay, cool. I'm putting that down
Mhm.
there. Yeah, I'm put that at the top. Core weave. I got to look into their fundamentals because they were saying a minute ago that core weave wasn't profitable yet. They were saying they weren't profitable yet. But you know, it looks like the undervalued companies are the ones that's winning.
Yeah.
It look like the ones like you remember last year I told you when Warren Buffett finally announced his companies, Google was at the top of that list. I'm like, Google, remember Google in the beginning of the year? Google and AMD, they was having a horrible beginning of the year, bro.
Yeah,
And
it
look at
was.
Google now. They talk about Google. And remember AMD, Lisa Su was
Hmm.
CEO of the year before. Like, it's like that's the only thing that I be having a gripe with not just Ian, but a lot of guys and a lot of analysts that call these big dogs to die, right? When they say Apple is over with or Google's over with or AMD is cooked or I think people like I told you, I think it was a couple calls ago, bro, never underestimate the underdog, bro. Never underestimate the underdog, bro. The greatest people on this earth were underdogs, bro. The greatest people on this earth were underdogs, bro. The greatest companies were underdogs. You know what I mean? Like, never underestimate them. If you a great ass company like they say they are, if the CEO was tweaking, okay, we're gonna get the CEO out and then we're gonna get back to this money. But we not about to drop from Nvidia ain't finna just drop from 190 back down to $15, $30, $50, and it's over with. They gonna make some changes before they allow their company to fall like that. So when you see these companies like your Microsoft that goes from 555 and it's at 452 right now. And when they
Thank you.
and when you hear people saying
Uh,
when you hear people saying
yeah, they got theirs and I got mine. Yeah.
Keys, I hate when he be doing that. He's doing stupid, man. Uh, but they be at 555 Microsoft and they go to 452 or
You
lower,
don't want to buy?
or they go to 452 or lower. You gotta love companies like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? You gotta love companies like that. So the underdog always win, bro. So that's what I'm tapped into. Last couple things before we get off of here. MLK Day is on Monday. So the market's closed. Nothing on Monday. What else? January 27th, the following Tuesday, not this coming Tuesday, FOMC. It's like every single week there's going to be volatility. There's going to be something crazy going on every single week, bro, with Trump in office. You just seen that he just got subpoenaed by the government, and Trump is saying, "I don't know what happened." Like you are under a federal investigation and you have the FOMC in 12 days. You're about to make a decision on rate cuts in 12 days. So every single week there's going to be something new. So that's something that we need to look out for. Earnings next week, Tuesday, Netflix. Tuesday, I might be looking to put in a Netflix play. It done fell down to 88. I think they're still robust. I think they're still making a lot of cheese. I think a lot of people still tapped in on Netflix. Stay cracked down on the password sharing, the household stuff. They getting more of a bag. Out here in Dallas, they just opened up a Netflix house. Y'all heard of that? They just opened up the Netflix house where you got games like Game of Thrones or Squid Games. So instead of watching the show, you can go to their amusement park, right? You can go to their amusement park and you can play and act like you're in Squid Games. It's the same. Obviously, you ain't gonna die, but the same format. It's like going to a what's the things that you go to downtown with the mystery games and all that. It's
Escape
just like
room.
escape room. It's just like that, bro. So and then the more shows that they gonna produce are probably gonna be catered to interactive real life experiences. So you got your Squid Games, you got your shoot, they had Hunger Games on there. You got what else? What other games do they got? What other shows do they have? Um I'm trying to think. I ain't been on Netflix crazy, but like I said, Game of Thrones, like all that type of stuff that you can have fun activity. They're gonna start making shows that cater to their building that they just made. They got them open in Dallas and they got one open in Philly, I think. Philly and Dallas are the first two that they got open. Where I'm gonna actually go check one out here soon. I'm gonna go. You got a Netflix membership. I think I might be a discount, right? Or a Netflix account. It's just like amusement park, just like Disney got amusement parks. Netflix now is in the amusement park space. So I think they only going higher, bro. So them being at 88, I think they gonna fall a little bit more. I said to 85. I was looking to put in a leap on them, right? I seen Ian has said 77. He's looking to get in. I think 85. I think people are starting to really pay attention to companies. When companies are really starting to be paid attention to, I think that's when it's time, right? When it goes from 140 down to 100, people ain't really talking about it. When it gets past that 100, that 200-day EMA or that 400-day EMA and like 95, 90, or I think it was like 98, something like that, and then it's still dropping, then it's like, okay, then they got earnings. Okay, I think it might be time. So might be looking to put in a play on them. And then United Airlines, they Tuesday as well, earnings. And then Thursday, Intel. They're gonna give us more clarity on the chip space. ISRG is Thursday as well. So that's earnings next week. Intel, ISRG, more chips next week. Netflix, United Airlines. That's something that we tapped into. Did y'all get to check out any events before we get off here? We're about to get off here. Did y'all check out the event section or anything like that?
Yeah,
Anybody looking at
definitely
going to any
saw.
events?
Uh, Go ahead, Lante, my bad.
Oh no, I was about to say yeah, same shit. Hell yeah, I've been seeing it. I'm looking forward to Invest Fest for real.
Okay, for sure. Yeah. So August. Okay, cool. So you down for August? Anybody looking to go into any other ones?
New York Tech Week, that's the one in March, correct?
Think so. Yep. Free. That's a free event.
Uh,
Free. You gotta get there. London Tech Week is free. LA Tech Week is free, and Boston Tech Week is free. I'm looking to go to. I added a new one for January. It's probably the only one in January to DC next, not this coming week, but the week after. They doing some stuff around the White House, some type of stuff out there. I'm looking to go out there. And then I think it's one in February. What is the one in February? What's the events in February?
the meetup with Emmett.
Aim it. Is that the only one on there?
Ooh, that's the only one off the top of my head.
Let's see, February. Yeah, so it's a Dubai event, $200 tickets. Oh, and there's another one I need to remind y'all about. Saudi Arabia, April 13th to the 16th. You have to get your ticket. If you want to go to that, it's free. You have to get your ticket before January 19th. So you got 4 days, right? And
Y'all
I
want to go? Who want to go?
remember,
Go
like I said,
hard.
it's free. It's a free event. You just got to get your plane ticket, get over there to Saudi Arabia, all that. Make sure y'all go look at the event
Let's
section.
go party with the Saudis, man. Who down?
Keys
I'm
want to go
for
turn up.
real.
He
I'm
want to go
for
get
real,
it.
bro.
Now I feel
Nah,
you.
go party with it, bro. Not even a party, but that's the networking, bro. You know how many
Network.
people gonna be there?
Network. It's a free
Yeah,
event.
I'm
So
interested. I'm gonna
You
see
gotta
what the
you gotta
prices
get
are.
your ticket before January 19th. So you got 4 days. You can even go in there and reserve your ticket for free. And then, you know what I'm saying? Figure out the plane, figure out the hotel, figure all
Huh?
this stuff later. But you can go in there before January 19th and get your ticket. So definitely go
Yeah,
look at that
oh,
section.
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, definitely go look at that. In March, Barcelona tech event. San Jose, Nvidia's in March as well. Um, Hong Kong is in February, the end of February. Tickets are $600 for their tech event in Hong Kong. So remember, y'all, like you still doing the plays in the Notion slowly back in 2026. Yep, we are. Yep, yep. Still in there. We still in there, family. Yep. We still in there. Um, last piece of advice that I'm gonna just say, as we wrap up the call, man, stay down, bro. Right? Just stay down, man. Just keep going. Like I say, I know this shit can get rough. I know this life shit can get rough. Just me being transparent. I woke up last night, or not last night. Before I went to sleep, I just hit a wall. I felt like, right? I hit a wall. I felt like, and I'm like, man, like, just building the ecosystem and being there on call for people and and doing this. And then my mom had called me and she was like, you need to go to the dentist, get your wisdom teeth out. And I called the dentist. I was like, yo, I need to make an appointment and just get an exam. And it was like, yeah, where's your insurance? And I was like, oh, I got my insurance. This is my insurance. This is my ID number. And they was like, yo, this is expired. This is inactive. I'm like, my insurance is inactive. I was like, how? What happened? She said, oh, you just turned 26. At 26, your insurance goes off your parents. I was like, so I hit the wall. I'm like, damn, now I gotta go get my own dental, like my own I already got life insurance. I gotta go get my everything, bro. And then I just hit a wall. I'm like, yo, man, like this stuff can get hectic. Like the responsibilities can get hectic, right? And this is me without no kids, right? This is me without no wife. The shit can get hectic, but I just want to just stay thankful. You know what I mean? I just want to be grateful that I get an opportunity to just wake up the next day to figure this shit out. And I'm looking at the paperwork that they want me to fill out. Look at this. And I was gonna post it later tonight. They asked me on the paperwork, do you have Alzheimer's disease, AIDS, HIV, asthma, arthritis, breathing problems, bruise easily, convulsions, STDs, easily winded? You are addicted to drugs? Do you have diarrhea, headache, glaucoma, heart attack, failure? Has your heart stopped before? Do you got hepatitis B, C? They went down the whole list. I had none of that, bro. I don't got none of that, bro. And that's why I just want to say, bro, I'm like, shit can get hectic, but it's always important to just to stay grateful for what you got. You know what I'm saying? It's always important to stay appreciative, right? We super blessed, man. We don't got it all figured out yet, but we on the way. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing that we can do right now is just keep our head down and keep working, bro. 15 days into the year, like I said, it's choppy right now, but eventually something gonna open up. Keep building your business, keep going secure that funding, keep posting that content, keep going to work, keep showing up as a professional. You know what I mean? Keep building, bro. Keep taking care of your kids, keep taking care of your family. Whatever you gotta do right now, keep doing this shit, man. It's all gonna pay off, bro. 2026. 2026. So yeah, man, that's just my last words of encouragement. Um, let's just finish the week off strong, bro. Long weekend ahead, 3-day weekend. So let's have a good weekend. Anybody got anything left to say before we get off here?
Nah, man, well, first of all, I mean, just appreciate you being transparent. I mean, I think whoever it is, I mean, if life is heavy for you, I mean, you just got to get that out. I mean, if it's to your people, if it's here, just get that out because it just starts to weigh on you. And this is me just trying my damnedest to follow my own advice because I mean, it just seems like as a man, particularly that looks like us, we tend to be compelled and almost told to just eat that. It
Yeah,
just is what it is. Just keep it moving, keep going. But sometimes you need an outlet.
yeah, man. Yeah, man. Man, I'm glad you just brought that up. Just to piggyback off that for let the rest of y'all go. Yeah, man, it get to a point where when you are that one for your family,
Hmm.
right? You are the one that's supposed to take care of your family. You are the one that's supposed to have the answers. It do weigh on you. You feel me? It do weigh on you, right? You're not supposed to have all of them, but like Malcolm just said, as a man, bro, in this generation, they look at you as you gotta have all the answers. You gotta figure it out. Ain't nobody coming to save us, bro. So I'm glad he just said that, and I'm glad that I'm able to be transparent with y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to tell y'all my shortfalls. I'm able to tell y'all what I'm going through. Like I said, insurance, like damn, like doing this and doing that and figuring shit out, all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Every day is consistent work. Y'all see me late at night, it be 3 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
Breaking news. 4 o'clock in the morning, breaking news. 8 o'clock in the morning, breaking news. Noon, breaking news. 4 p.m., breaking news. It's an everyday thing, bro. So I'm committed, bro. And I'm just thankful for y'all. So yeah, I'm gonna let a couple
Likewise.
of y'all finish something. And then we off here. Y'all got anything before we get off here? I know Malcolm just
I
went.
just telling y'all boys, man, keep going, man. Keep
For
taking it
sure.